All right, we are 2 days away from me getting back on a bike again after, I want to say 16 years that were completely filled with stubbornness about the subject, by the way. And that's honestly one of the reasons why I'm learning right now at age 24 is because I was kind of unpacking it and trying to realize where that stubbornness was coming from. And I think it came from not being perfect or amazing at it at the first try. Because when I was younger and up until recently, I just kind of developed and curated that mindset for myself where if I'm not the best at something or if I'm not excelling at it, I'm not going to do it. I will quit and then I will find something else that I will excel at. Because why do something that you're not perfect at was what was going through my head. And that's obviously not healthy. And that's obviously not a way to live life. You know, you got to try other things. You got to be spontaneous. You got to just go out there and see what happens. And that's exactly what I'm doing with this today. I am a little bit nervous, but I have a couple of my friends with me and I'm looking at this from a different perspective now. It's not something that I need to conquer and be the best at in the world. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to have a good time and learn a new skill and see the city that I live in, because Boston is an amazing biking city and I'm actually learning on a city bike. So I feel like I'm missing out in a way on my city because I can't travel in that kind of way. So we'll see how long this takes me. We'll see if I fall, which I hopefully do not. But yeah, I'm a little apprehensive, but we should see how this goes.
After the very important and necessary coffee run, the next step in my biking journey was paying for a Boston Blue bike to learn on. It was easy to purchase, but that's pretty much where the easiness stopped in this biking lesson. The bike was so heavy. Even experienced bike riders told me they were shocked I was learning on one of the heaviest, more difficult bikes a beginner could start with. But the people that I talked to got a kick out of seeing that I was learning on one of these. It's pretty much in a true Bostonian city girl fashion. Also, of course, there were no training wheels, so all I could do was wing it and do the best with what I had. I guess with more practice, I could conquer any bike now. My friends and I pushed the bike along to the nearest park. We were ready to take on this challenge that I have pushed off and ignored for over a decade now. The park's terrain proved to be a bit too difficult for my newbie biker status, so we moved to a more flat surface, my friend's apartment's parking lot. There were less onlookers, which eased my nerves a bit, but a man did walk up to us mid-lesson to congratulate me on my progress, which was very sweet. A couple weeks later, my friends and I met up again at a local park to brush up on my newly developed biking basics. With a lesson under my belt, the terrain wasn't as difficult as last time, and I felt like I've made great learning strides. All I have to do now is figure out how not to lean to the side when my friend is no longer holding me. And balance. Balance is key, and honestly, the most difficult thing for me. Oh, and steering. Steering could be brushed up a bit too. I would have never guessed that I would be learning how to ride a bike again at 24 years old. But this time around, I had so much fun and was shocked to see that the fear and immense difficulty I felt as a kid was gone or just all in my head at the time. Also, my mom saying that she'll buy me a pastel yellow bike, which is my favorite color, by the way, once she gets video proof that I learned how to ride one was honestly a pretty big motivator too. About a week later, my friends and I weren't having much luck on the biking front and ran into a random guy in the parking lot, Ethan, and asked if he could help us out. Who knew he would be the one who aided me in finally pedaling on my own? After all these years, I did it. But no matter how old you are, I recommend learning something you once casted to the wayside. You'll surprise yourself in the best ways.
For TWM, I'm Sierra Sorrentio.